Hey, how's it going? This is a Q&R for Mandarin, and I'd like to answer a couple of questions here. I basically aggregated from different people, and let's check them. Okay, so the first question I have was from a Japanese language student that was thinking about studying Mandarin, and he asked, "So is Hiragana the same as Pinyin? Meaning, does Hiragana hold the same status of Pinyin? Does it have the same um, um, usage?" Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay, Hiragana is part of the alphabet. When you see a text in Japanese, sometimes you may have a variation. I would say between um, maybe 30% to up to 90% hiragana in a sentence. Pinyin you're never going to see written in a full traditional traditional I mean original Chinese text, not traditional versus simplified, but traditional versus modern or pop text. So pinyin is basically phonetic. The only function of pinyin is to show the pronunciation of Hanzi, the ideograms of Chinese, while hiragana is actually used to be written. For example, you generally don't see anata written in a kanji. It's always hiragana, but in Mandarin, you're never going to see ni written in pinyin. Will always be the character for it. Okay, so the knowledge and understanding of hiragana from Japanese will not help in Mandarin. And then I have some questions that were mentioned before in the Japanese Q&R, but they have the same weight for Mandarin. The first question is, how much will the knowledge of Mandarin influence in studying Japanese? Well, for those that know Mandarin, they have a good knowledge of the characters, the Chinese characters. It is going to be very helpful in learning and mastering kanji in Japanese. So, for example, if you know, I would say 5,000-6,000 symbols in Chinese, you're more likely to have already learned about 1,000 to 2,000 Japanese characters. The difference is Japanese went through earlier simplification of the Chinese characters, so some of them are different from Chinese, and some don't have the same function. For example, 我 in Chinese has one symbol which is not the same one they use for I in Japanese, which is watashi. In higher utilizations, you have ware in Japanese, which is the same symbol from Chinese, but in a normal sentence, for example, if I say I am a student, 我是学生, in Chinese, in Japanese, 私は学生です. It is not going to be the same symbol for referring to me, referring to I. So it is different, but the knowledge of the characters in Mandarin will help in Japanese. Other than that, there's not going to be a whole lot of help. There are some kanji in Japanese that they have a Japanese pronunciation, a Mandarin pronunciation, but they are not the majority of it. Okay, and some pronunciations will have just they will resemble the Mandarin pronunciation, but they will not be identical. Okay, and the next question is pretty similar to this I just explained, but in reverse. How much will the knowledge of Japanese influence in studying Mandarin? Again, is only for the kanji. If you know kanji, if you know a good amount of kanji in Japanese, you'll be able to transfer the ability to write and the recognition of radicals in Mandarin, but most likely not the pronunciation of it. Okay, and in both languages, the grammar is unique to them, and the particles and some structures, verb conjugation is very different, so there's not a whole lot of help when it comes to that. And then one of the most frequent questions that I get is, why is Mandarin getting so popular? That is very simple. China is a country that is basically booming. It is growing very fast. It is opening for business and political trades very fast, and this causes a demand of people that speak Chinese. And since Mandarin is the most widely spoken dialect of Chinese, far beyond Cantonese or Shanghainese or Taiwanese, people rely on the learning of Mandarin to open doors to business and politics with China. And of course, once you learn Mandarin, Taiwanese becomes easier to learn, and Cantonese, written Cantonese, is basically the same thing as written Mandarin, which you basically get under your belt at the same time. The pronunciation is different, but there are enough similarities that will allow the person to approach Cantonese much easier than at first. So that's it. The Chinese language is becoming Mandarin as one of the main dialects of the Chinese language, has become a very useful and necessary language for those who want to expand their let's say employability across boundaries internationally, because it's not only in China they may work in different countries that have relationship, that have trades with China, and that's becoming more and more popular. I mentioned before in a Portuguese video that I made that Chinese is in no way replacing English, but is becoming a very well respected partner to English for business and politics. So here is the tip. If you're looking for a language that has a lot of opening, not only now but especially in the future, Mandarin is a good one, so you should tackle that. If you have any questions about Mandarin or anything related to it linguistically, or contemporary usage of Mandarin and necessity in the market, just send me your questions and I'll do my best to answer them. Okay? See you guys next time.